Hello, everybody. It's Cheryl Echevarria, and today is Tuesday, so it's Talk Travel Tuesday with Cheryl Echevarria. You can see that I have my Mickey ears on, my mini dress, and sunglasses, and that can only mean one thing. Florida is opened for tourists. Yay! So, if you've been following me, you know the discussions for tonight. And please don't forget to say hello. I like to know that I'm speaking to you. You got questions, we got the answers. It's fun when you have people to talk with. So anyway, tonight the discussions are number one because I'm wearing my mini ears. That Disney Springs is opening tomorrow. That's May 20th, 2020. And Disney Springs will be open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. If you're familiar with, well, whether or not you're familiar with Disney Springs is Walt Disney World theme park shopping district. It is part of the Walt Disney World complex, but it's totally separate as well, meaning people don't have to buy a ticket to visit there. They can go shopping. Nelson and I go down there all the time. We sometimes even pack a lunch or just walk around for the day and enjoy the scenery or have dinner there and see all the entertainment. It's really great, and it's a good part of your Disney experience when you're actually visiting the theme parks when they're officially open. No official word yet. They're allowing us to start making reservations July 1st, but like with everything else, like with the cruises and with Disney, they've been pushing them back. So that is why I really haven't tried to entice you people to make reservations for Walt Disney World. I don't want to book you something, then you have to reschedule it again. We are taking reservations for 2021, and don't forget, that's the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. That's going to be an exciting year, and hopefully after the coronavirus that they get everything all updated and stuff, because there's going to be a new Epcot Center. The locomotive steam train over at Walt Disney World will be up and running again. Some new rides there. Great new Star Wars complex at Hollywood Studios. Animal Kingdom is going to have some new attractions there as well. So stay tuned for more from me on that. So getting back to opening of Disney Springs. If you're local here or visiting, there's only going to be 2 garages open that you need to use. It's the lime and the orange garages. There are surface parking, but that's not going to be opened yet, because they want to make sure that they're keeping in line with the CDC regulations of 6 feet apart, everybody wearing a mask, that they control the amount of people going. Hopefully Sunday, Nelson and I will get out there and enjoy the day. I'm going through my Disney withdrawal. Yes. So I can't wait till at least Disney Springs is open. So as soon as it is, we'll maybe even do a Facebook Live from Disney Springs. Some other interesting news, like I said, Disney Cruise Lines has been pushed back until the end of June, beginning of July. There's no official word of when they'll be cruising again. The only ones that I've heard is Carnival, and again, Carnival may or may not be cruising depending if they can get what the CDC wants from them. That's what all these cruises here in the U.S. We have to follow the CDC guidelines. They have to, the cruise lines have to submit in writing how they are changing the guidelines, how they're going to protect all of us when we're out there cruising. And in the past, I've said it, I love cruising. I love all kinds of cruising. River cruising. I'm not so much liking the mass markets anymore. They're getting too big for me. I like the smaller cruises. I like more of the premium and the luxury brands. And I'll go into that in a different talk. But there's so many different options out there. River cruising, even here in the U.S., you don't have to go to Europe to go to river cruising. They got the mass market, which are the big three. There's actually 4 and 5 now. Then there's the premiums that are just as good as the mass market, maybe for an older crowd, maybe somebody that doesn't want, that wants a little more than what you're getting on the Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal. You want just a little, like a step up. And then, of course, you've got the luxury, which is totally, and I'm going to say those luxury liners, they don't, the kids have to be 8 years and older to go on them, and a lot of them do not have children activities. So when you're looking at the different liners out there, there are over 40 different cruise lines out there, and there's so many that can match your personality for your age, because we're always changing. There's always something there for everybody. The big ones, the little ones, the expedition cruises, the yachting cruises, and so much more. So again, I can't get into all that in one night. If you're out there, say hello, come by, say hi. Type in the comment area just to make sure I know somebody's there and that I can see your questions. That would be really great. All this information, anything that I'm quoting, my phone number, my website, anything will be in the comment area. This will also be up on the YouTube channel when I'm done here. So that way people on YouTube can see us as well. Other things going on in the travel industry. Got announcements today that Italy is opening the borders. Not for international travel, but for their domestic travel. And that's going to be opening June 2nd in Italy. A lot of the Caribbean islands are already open for business and waiting for us. Again, it's just the CDC making sure that everything's in place, that the airlines are in place, because they're protecting us. Once we go out of the country, there's no CDC. So I'd rather have this and be safe than go out of the country and we don't know what we're getting. But I will make sure I know what I'm getting for you should you decide to go international or anywhere in the world. Okay, so remember that. We always send you someplace safe. We always make sure we send you the information. It's your job to make sure you're reading everything and comprehending everything, because nothing's to do stupid question. If you got a question, post it out there. Make sure you're understanding what you're getting, and please remember to read all the paperwork. I know sometimes there's a lot I send to you, my clients, but you got to read it, because it's going to come back to you and hit you in the face if you don't, and then you're going to say, I never sent it to you, and that just doesn't work, and it'll ruin our relationship. So let's make sure we're all on the same page. The other thing is, whoever's there, I see the little eye there, so I know somebody's out there. Say hello, ask a question, let us know you're there. We love the likes, we love all of you, but we want you to participate and ask questions. Just lost my train of thought. Thanks goodness for life. Okay, so I said that. Passports. If you're looking to get your passports and you're traveling now, you may be out of luck, because the passport, they are not up and running right now. Unless it's an emergency, you can apply for one. If you have a trip coming up and your passport expired, you're really going to have a hard time with it, because you have to submit your IDs and birth certificates, and they're saying it's going to take a couple of months for all that to come back. So make sure when you're planning, make sure you do your passports earlier than later, because if you go and go, oops, it's going to expire, and I'm like, you can't travel. So what else is going out there with travel this week? Oh, goodness. Oh, yes. The cruise lines are slowly but surely getting away from the buffets, and those are through the mass market cruise lines. And I have to say, thank goodness. I mean, yeah, I like a good Golden Corral once in a while, or going to one of the buffets at Walt Disney World. And guess what? Those are probably going bye-bye as well. Because, not saying that they're not clean or anything, but it's a lot of things with the cruise lines. You hear coronavirus, you hear neurovirus, you hear all this and that, and people put their hands there where they don't belong. People don't wash their hands. People sneeze. They cut in front of people. They pile up their plates, and they want the cruise lines want you to be safe when you're eating. So nothing has been put in place yet as to what is going to be replacing these rooms that have the buffets in them, but expect to have more sit-down options and more of cafe options than what you're used to. And again, it's for the safety of everybody there. And like I said, I'm not speaking for Disney right now. I don't know if they're getting rid of, their character buffets at the resorts and in the theme parks. They might. Let's stay tuned. I don't want to talk, and they're doing nothing with it. But the cruise lines, we want to hear from you. I'm going to put the question out on my Facebook page. How do you feel about the cruise lines getting rid of the buffets? That should, either you really, really like them and you like to eat all that food and stuff like that and have all those choices, or you hate the idea or you love the idea. So we want you to participate in that. And there was one other thing. I had Disney. I had the buffets. What else was there tonight? A number of things. Oh yeah, silly me. We are doing virtual nights. Yay! At least one a month. And this one is starting June 8th. And I've seen a lot of people interested, but you need to register. It is a Zoom webinar. So I need your first and last name and email. So there's a link on my events page here on Echevarria Travel for a virtual night with Rocky Mountaineer. And I've been posting pictures and videos. I'm also going to be putting out there some of the things that they have on the itinerary. It's a train vacation through the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Now, I said last week we're focusing in on the U.S. and Canada versus going to the Caribbean and going to Europe for right now. We have such a beautiful country here, the U.S. and North America. Canada is part of North America, so is Mexico, but we're going to keep it Canada and the U.S. So anyway, it's through the Canadian Rocky Mountains. It's this train that goes from Vancouver, Canada, to Banff and Jasper National Park. And like on any train, you have food on the train. You got tours. You got glasses, domes, sitting areas where you can see 360 degrees outside. You're going to have stops for excursions. It's an all-inclusive trip, which includes your hotels, food, drinks on the train. And it's from 2 to 7 days. You could go one way, you could go round trip. And or you go to 2 days and you have extended tours in Jasper National Park. This is fantastic for all ages, including the kids. You'll see grizzly bears, black bears. You'll see the elks, the different animals there. Lake Louise, the gorgeous glaciers there. So it's a wonderful, if you're not a cruiser and you love trains, if you're a train enthusiast, or you want to take life slower, it's a beautiful train. We're going to be doing a group. Nelson and I will be hosting a group next year. So stay tuned for dates on that. So come by, invite your friends and family. It's a free event. Nobody's holding a gun to your head. Come by June 8th, 6 o'clock p.m. Email me with your name and email so you get the link. You're going to be live with me, just me, not 50 other travel agents and their guests. Me and Jeff Caesar, who's my representative of Rocky Mountaineer for the southeastern part of the United States. See, this is what you get with a real travel agent versus those online booking engines. And we'll have Q&A, and we'll have slideshows, and we're going to have special pricing and all that stuff. The other event I'm going to be having in July is with Globus. Now, Globus has been around over 100 years. They're an escorted tour company, and we're going to be focusing on the Grand Canyon and the national parks of Utah. If you went with us in 2013, we had a great time. Nelson and I love doing groups. I cannot say that as so much. We love hosting groups, especially like-minded people, curious people, people that want to live life and meet new people or get used to be with your old friends. No kids, all adults. The age group is usually 40 and older. So we usually, I do not do these huge 50 plus groups. They're about 20. The last time we did a group, we had about 10 couples. And the escorted tour companies are not having those large groups anymore due to Miss Corona. So that's a good thing. I like those big motor coach tour buses where they pack everybody in, and you see on those funny comedy movies where the buses are breaking down and stuff. We don't do that. Our trips might be a little more money, but they are so worth it. And if you want to stay at a hotel, at a lodge inside the Grand Canyon, this is it, because this tour company, there's very few tour companies that do that. So if you want to go, I'll have we haven't got the dates yet. I'm getting them in June when my company's releasing dates for 2021. So far you got the Rocky Mountains, that's one option. You got the Grand Canyon, that's another option. And we're doing a cruise to Alaska. My God, everybody loves and wants to go to Alaska. In fact, this year, Alaska was canceled. A lot of cruise lines, a lot of escorted tour companies are not going this summer because of it. So next year, and again, we only use premium luxury. I'm looking at either more than likely Princess, and it's going to be probably early June. So if you're thinking of when we're going, that's the perfect time for the salmon. You get to see the babies that were, everybody's coming out of hibernation, get to see the babies, the deer, the baby bears. You get to see the bears going for the fish. You get to go out with a chef and go fishing, and then whatever you catch, she'll cook for you. You get to meet and I forget her name all the time, what it is, and my fault. The first woman to do the Iditarod, and that's the dog racing. She is phenomenal. We're going to be doing an excursion with her. We're going to be climbing glaciers. We're going to see the killer whales, the otters, so much more. So if your dream is to go to Alaska, sign up with us. And remember, we have some great discounts for you veterans and first responders. So if you're a veteran, as long as you got your DD-213s and you got proof that you're a first responder, we're going to have some great options for you as well. So stay tuned for more. See you next Tuesday for Talk Travel with Cheryl. And I hope next week you'll be there and talk with me. Please. We love you. God bless. MICKEYMOUSC. Disney opening. Yay!